Okay, so it's 1-866-225-5401.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, because I'm putting it on my Facebook page now.
Okay.
Telling them to hurry up and call me.
Okay, great.
Okay, welcome to the Alexyss-k-Tylor Vagina Power Show, but we'll say V Power for people that have a problem with the word vagina or pussy or dick, penis.
Puns.
The last time I checked, when you go file a police report or you go to the doctor or even if you're in a court of law, the legal medical term is what, vagina, penis? And yet many women are so uncomfortable with their own vaginas that, and it's from conditioning and programming from childhood as well, even in the womb before we come out of our mother's vaginas or we come out via C-section. We're taught the woman already has issues and hang-ups. Although she did some fucking to get pregnant, she has hang-ups about sex in her vagina while she's pregnant with us. Then they give birth to us, and they teach us to be very uncomfortable about our vaginas, touching it, speaking about it, calling it a vagina, saying it's beautiful. It's where all mankind came from. God moves through this vessel to give us life. We're taught that we're Eve, and we're sinful, and we brought shame to mankind. We brought them down, and we led Adam into temptation, if you deal with Christian mythology. Or truth. Some people consider it truth. Some people consider it as parables, maybe a fable. It's up to you. However you view it, I don't judge. For me, I was raised in Atlanta, down south, and my mother was a preacher. There are a lot of preachers, seers, healers, teachers, farmers in my family, so I grew up with all this religion. Not a lot of spirituality. So there was a lot of pain and shame around the vagina and female sexuality and comfort and beauty and knowing that you are a girl. It's so beautiful to be a girl. It's so sexy to be a girl. And going through so much abuse and just humiliation, not just inside of the church, at the hands of my mother, who was a preacher and a woman with a vagina. But it's taught in the church, and it's a male-dominated society. It's a whole institution. It's a system, and it's a political system dominated and controlled by men. It's a political, spiritual, religious, sexual, even lynching system. It's so many dynamics when you deal with the church. So seeing that inside the church and then seeing it at home, because that church, when you walk outside of it, it's not closed, even though service is over. The home is an extension of that same disgusting and oppressive and slavery institution. So the women at home, your mom, your grandmas, your cousins, your aunties, all the ones that have a vagina, either are taught to be ashamed of it, so they walk around with all of these hang-ups, these problems, mental, emotional, psychological problems, physical problems, sexual expression problems, confidence problems, or they heap it on the little girls who are alive and young and beautiful because they're kids. So they don't know about this bullshit and this whole system. And it's tied into the school in every aspect of your life. They're just beautiful, and they don't even know they're here. They don't know about the fucked up shit that they're going to be indoctrinated with. They just love to run and play and blow bubbles and laugh and giggle and take baths and run through the rain and dress up. All the things that you should still be doing, honoring the beautiful inner child, that beautiful little girl that resides in that adult body. That's all they know about. And then it gets thrown upon you in many ways through those same religious people, those same religious men that will sit down with your mom and your family members to say grace with you and thank God for the meal, will also ask you to jack their dick when you're 5 and 6 years old. I'm sure a lot of you all know what I'm talking about. So there's something wrong with you because you're a little girl with a pussy, with a vagina. But then there's also something wrong with you because this grown man wants to fondle your pussy and teach you how to fondle his dick when you're like 4, 5, 6 years old, sometimes 2, 3 years old. And you have to see these same people in church. You have to go walk through the living room where the grown people are talking and see the same man sitting beside your grandma or your mom or your auntie, and you can't say anything, or praying in the church or giving an offering. And see, it always goes back to it's not him, it's your pussy that's the problem. It's your vagina that's the problem. So all these women grow up. Okay, one lady saying the phone's just ringing. What does she do? When she call in to this number, is there a code, or she's going to open up and she's going to hear us live and she'll be able to tune in, or how does it go?
She can call in at 1-866-225-5401. I could probably try to merge her into the call if you want to try that. That's no problem.
Okay, I'm telling her, call back, please, because I really want to hear from the women. So you can merge. I'm typing it to her. We can merge you in. Okay. I'm talking about this because it's what happened to me. And I grew up with all this bullshit and lies and hypocrisy, and you don't speak about that. You don't talk about what your cousin did to you. We're still going to laugh and talk with him. He's still going to come around. We're not going to call the police. We're not going to do anything to him. We're going to do something to you. We're going to ask you to shut the fuck up. We're going to blame you and say you asked for it. Even though you're a little girl and you don't know what a vagina is, you don't know what you have. As far as you know, when we're little, we go pee. We go pee and we have bowel movements and we wipe and clean ourselves properly. We're not taught what the vagina is or to touch it or to see it. We don't know we have 2 holes. As far as for the urination and the vagina, we just think that we have the back door, the anus, and the pee hole. We're not taught that we also have the vagina. So we have 3 holes. We're not taught about the 3. We just taught about the 2. And we don't realize that we're sexual. Even though we're little, we're not consciously sexual. We're not physically sexual. But we are female beings. And there are a lot of grown people that see us as sexual beings, although that hasn't been activated. That biology hasn't been turned on. Our glands haven't been activated to release those hormones to take us into puberty and to make us even think or feel sexual things or see males or females as sexual. So we're getting these vibes thrown at us as little girls, and people are actually preying on us, setting us up to be used and abused for sexual gratification, for sexual purposes. Although we are physical, but we are very much in the spiritual. We are etheric beings. We're mental, we're emotional, we're spiritual beings before we are sexual beings. Although the sex is normal, it is natural, we are created to be sexual and to populate the planet. But the same source, trying to explain it in a simple way, because I teach metaphysics and I try to explain it the way that it comes to me. That same source, that soul that creates that being also encompasses the sexual energy and the spiritual energy. You literally carry your identity in your soul self. And the mathematical calculations that are given off during the very moment of conception starts the cells to divide. So you start to have this physical body that you get around the soul. Like literally you have a piece of fruit, an apple, and it has the skin on the outside and the meat of it in the inside, and then you have the core of it. Well, our core, our soul is like that in the inside of our body, but yet wrapped in the cells and the tissue of the physical body, and then around, outside and around, but yet connected to the borders of the body is the auric field. And that auric field has layers and colors in it. So you're very much a very high vibrating and alive mental, emotional, and spiritual being when you're in your mother's womb, because you're hearing her, you're feeling her thoughts, her emotions, her joy, her pain. You're absorbing that, and it's also becoming a part of you, and it's even absorbed into your vagina and the essence of your vagina before you consciously are aware that you become a woman. When you get into puberty, as a little girl, you are still holding everything your mother is, everything your mother was, everything your mother wasn't, everything your mother could be, everything your mother could not be, because of the soul essence, the spiritual, all of the nerves, the central nervous system, all that stuff is intact as you grow inside of her. You're actually absorbing her, and you're an extension of her. So when we're little, we're not thinking about the sexual things, even though people are projecting that energetically on us, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. They are tuning into us, even though we're not consciously aware of it, because we're kids. And we're moving through this experience trying to find our way, trying to find our identity while we're being coached by people around us and in our environment to lead us away from the soul self. When you are a little girl and you're very aware of that, you're like in a bubble until it's burst by trauma. By disapproval, by shame, by degradation, by any forms of humiliation and pain from the adults around you, or even children, this to other children, because they're taught by adults or someone else to do this to other children. When you are closer to the soul self and you are in that etheric mind, in that God mind, which encompasses everything that you came here to be, you're closer to who you really are, who you are born to be, what you're supposed to be taught to evolve into. Many times your parents don't know what you are. They don't know who you are because they don't know themselves. And they did not plan and calculate your birth properly and your birth day to know what you will most likely be good at and should be groomed in, because they have not studied the numerology and the astrology of your birth, nor did they plan it. So they didn't study it in your womb. They didn't study you and everything about you and that soul personality to watch you once you got here. So we have been thrown off of our intuitive path, our innate path as girls, as creative birthers, life givers, and taught that we disconnect and pull away from the vagina. Now, I want you to just really grab your pussy right now. You want to call it a pussy, a cunt, a vagina, which I consider those derogatory, the cunt and stuff like that. That's also kind of negative. Whatever you feel like calling it, if you are comfortable enough to open your mouth and express, name your vagina.
Hello. Great talk. You have a call.
Very good every day. Even right now, if you just sit comfortably, spread your legs, part them, even let them fall apart if you want to. Take your shoes off, plant your feet firmly on the ground to ground yourself into the energy of Mother Earth. That feels good. Fuck everybody. Fuck everything. Forget it. Don't worry about what people think, what they say. Get in the room by yourself. I'm very relaxed right now, just feeling my pussy. I'm like Beyonce, I'm feeling myself. So you got to feel your motherfucking self. Feel the air. You can get butt naked with the shit if you want to and feel your pussy. Put your hand on your clit, rub your fingers around your clit, pull the hood up, go up underneath there to see what it looks like, what it feels like. You can even bring a mirror in there. Put it in front of you, because that's you. That's a part of you. Touch the opening of your vagina, go around it, feel your hair, the texture of your pubic hair. Just move all around your genitals. Not in a way to hurt them. Gently admire the beauty of how you created. This is so deep to me. Because you're walking. I mean, of course, we have to work every day. We have to study. We have to develop our mind. We have to take care of our body. We have to take care of households. We have to pay bills. We have to take care of children. Many times we have to take care of our husbands. We have family. We constantly give ourselves to other people. We're constantly intimate and open with other people. Hell, we let men poke dicks and fingers and tongues in our vaginas, in our mouth, in our butt. But we don't spend as much time getting to know what the vagina is, how it feels, what it does, your cervix, your uterus, your fallopian tubes, your ovaries, the cycle of your period. Does it come on at the same time every month? If it doesn't, why not? Knowing your hormones, the health of the hormones, what needs to be balanced, how they move. And we're going to talk about that in the next show because it's such a deep conversation. I can't get into all of it in one show. So I'm just going to kind of kick it off in this one because we cannot focus on pleasing men and having healthy orgasms for ourselves and healthy ejaculations in the men if we don't first know how our pussy functions, knowing the deeper, higher essence of what you are. Because when you leave this body, you will still be she. You'll still be divine. You'll still be a creator. And then you'll move on to whatever realm you want to move on. But you will still leave a powerful legacy here so that people won't forget you. It doesn't end when you leave the body. And especially if you leave children behind, you leave loved ones behind. The legacy of you continues. However, if you want to be a healthy person, a confident person, in tune with who you are, and a healthy, vibrant, beautiful, strong, happy woman, we have to know our hormones. We have to keep our hormones balanced, and you have to find out if they're depleted. You have to know what you're eating and if that diet is right for you, because we need to eat for health, not just for the pleasure of taste. We have to know how our brain functions. We have to know based on our genetics and based on our bloodlines. We need to know our ethnic backgrounds. That's very important because it can also shape and determine our culture, our thoughts, our views, ones that are real, ones that are false. And based on that, also our spirituality, our truth, because everybody's view of spirituality, even if they don't believe in God at all, a God, is shaped by your clan, by your community. Even if you change it later on, it is still good to know yourself and know a history of yourself and your people and where you came from. Body detoxification. We're going to get into that. The spirituality and sex with me also starts with self-help and self-health. Life and death begins in the bowel. If you don't take care of your colon, and this is for men and women, and you start to develop a colon cancer or prostate cancer, that's going to move throughout your whole body because your blood system, your arteries and your veins are connected to your colon. They're connected to your gut. So you got a whole bunch of waste there. You got parasites there, different types of them. You're not flushing and detoxifying the body properly. This is going to move into all of your organs and move into your brain. External detoxification, knowing about water systems and water purification, as well as how to prepare foods properly, meats, where you're getting them from, the purification or toxicity of soil, runoff. All those things tie into vagina power. They tie into sexuality, because with me, I can't deal with sexuality without dealing with spirituality. So with me, it's everything, one part ties into the other part. You create 360 degrees of a being. Can't say I'm going to just focus on the sex. Well, not with me. And we're not going to deal with everything else, because that part of you, if you are walking in sex first, and you don't have your thinking cap on, your education, your logic, your reasoning, your intellect, your mental self, spiritual self, emotional self, you don't know what that is, you don't know who that is, you keep leaving relationships, meeting the same man in a different body at a different age or a different race, over and over and over again, and you're wondering why. It's because you keep stumbling and falling because you're out of balance with the goddess. You don't know who you are. You don't respect who you are. And you want everybody else to respect it and want to fuck you and make love to you and have incredible orgasms with you with honor and integrity. And they cannot do that because you're not doing it with yourself. Even the touching part, a lot of women cringe when I say, don't just touch yourself to wash yourself up like, okay, I have to do this. This is a chore. Okay, so I'm doing it so I won't smell when I'm around other people or to be clean. No. Do it because you love yourself and you think you are one of the hottest bitches on the planet. Nobody else has to think it, but you need to think it. God damn, I'm sexy. Oh, my pussy is beautiful. Look at it. You make sure that you want to study your secretions. You want to study your vaginal smell. You want to learn what is a normal odor, what is an abnormal odor that would signify infection or sickness or disease. What is the color of the secretion? Is that normal? Is my body cleansing itself? Because if you balance the pH of your vagina through your diet, and make sure you're not harsh with the douching or what you're douching with and the types of sex partners that you have, the body will cleanse itself after your menstrual cycle. It will normally do that. And the body, the period is regulated by the moon. It's on a 28-day cycle. So if you study your body, you're getting in touch with your vagina, and you're getting in touch with your female organs, and you've picked the right man because he's sensing that you really dig in yourself. You feel in yourself. He's also going to notice the timing of your period. He's going to notice when you're off balance. He's going to know when it should be on. He's going to notice when it's off. So me just talking about feeling yourself, breathing deeply, relaxing. Even if you're not comfortable, start touching your vagina every day in a loving way. It doesn't have to be to put a sex toy in it to have an orgasm and just focus on your vagina as only for pleasure, because that's not the only reason that you have it. It is a very, very sensitive part of you that is also a very spiritual part of you that should be grounded to the earth, because you have to remember, right there at your vagina, right behind it, that's your anus, your rectum, your intestines, but it's also connected to your spine and your spinal cord and your central nervous system. So that would be your root chakra, dealing with the first chakra, which not only deals with sexuality and it's red, as the color, because you have 7 major chakras, and there are 7 colors with every major chakra in your body, starting from the root, going to the crown of your head, where the soft spot is at the top of your head. We all have it, babies. But that root chakra is also associated with your clan, your tribe, your community, where you came from. You feeling very stable, grounded, and secure in this world. And I know from experience, if you are very uncomfortable about who you are as a woman and what you are, and you're very uncomfortable with your vagina, and even the thought of touching it and fingering yourself and relaxing, getting so deep in the feeling of comfort and feeling like this is right to touch your vagina, that already tells me that you're not grounded into the earth. There's no way you can say I'm going to ground into the Mother Earth, and you are a life giver, a mother or potential mother yourself. But you have a problem with this orifice that is not only a pleasure canal for a man to insert his penis, but also a birth-giving canal that the babies move through to get their breath and get their being and their movement and the third dimension in a body.
Hey, Joe Rocks, it's Louis Avis, straight from Chi-Town. Call and talk about our website, www.hotsaucevault.com. We got everything you can think of out there, Joe. The hottest hot sauce is not for wimps, mild, medium sauces. We got barbecue sauces, snacks, some of our gift ideas and gag gifts, so you can go out and check us out at www.hotsaucevault.com. Hope to talk to you again on your radio show. Kick-ass show. Had a great time last week. Hope to hear from you soon. Take care, Joe. hotsaucevault.com.
Tune in every Monday and Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time for Straight Talk with Matt Hazley. Live audio on TuneIn Radio and Spreaker.com. Plus live video on Ustream.tv. From the demented minds at ArmedRadioGlobal.com.
Are you hangry? Know the signs. Uncontrollable yelling.
Why aren't you egg rolls?
Hallucination.
Sushi.
Pants discomfort.
I hate you, pants.
Hangry. It can happen to anyone. Fortunately, there's E24, the app that tells hunger to shut up.
Egg rolls. Thanks, Snoop.
E24. In my medical opinion, it's the best way to order food online, baby.
Route 106 Motors is the home of fine pre-owned vehicles. Experience a no-pressure sale with a family-friendly atmosphere. Route 106 Motors has been practicing the same simple philosophy of low prices for over a decade, and it has brought us great success. Recently, while other dealers are closing their doors, Route 106 Motors is expanding. We are a wholesale dealer, and we own the property and pay cash for all the vehicles. This allows us to sell to the consumer for a lot less than the average dealership. We are a high-volume, small-profit dealer, and we pass the savings on to you. New changes have been made at Route 106 Motors. Stop by and check out our brand new building. Route 106 Motors, located at 569 West Street. Check our website at route106motors.com and be sure to like us on Facebook to find out about all the latest deals and savings opportunities. route106motors.com.
Hey everyone, I want to tell you all about an amazing salon. Joyce's, located at 132 Ferry Street in Everett, Massachusetts. Joyce's specializes in the latest techniques in coloring, styling, cutting, and beach waves. Joyce's features Sukesha all-natural nutrient products in organic color. Joyce's full-service spa and salon, located at 132 Ferry Street, Everett, Massachusetts. 617-387-6688. Specializing in you.
Hey there, sexy. This is comedian Jenny Lavoie. You can catch me with the rest of the gang every Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern on Night Talk with Joe Rocks, exclusively on Armed Radio Global. Mwah!
Go ahead.
Okay, we're back. I'm alexyss-k-tylor. This is the V Power Show, and we're talking about spirituality and sexuality. anything dealing with health and sex and spirituality and wellness, I'm going to be talking about every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. And I love you. I love my fans. I'm not the expert on this stuff. Because if you have a body, then you also have a life experience and skills and knowledge, and I like hearing about it. I love getting your feedback, so I'm looking forward to you talking to me, and I like hearing everybody's stories and all your backgrounds from all around the world, because that's how my fans are now. I've been so blessed to have a fan base from all socioeconomic backgrounds, and I've met a lot of wonderful people that I would not have had the opportunity to meet and talk to women from different cultures and backgrounds, and I've learned so much from them. And you know what? The more I learned from them, the more I realized that we are more alike than different. And that was very refreshing to me. It was very educational. So I'm looking forward to the ladies calling in as well as the men, because I also have a lot of men that listen and give me their feedback, and I learn from them as well. For women, I don't have enough time to get into this tonight. It probably will be a series of shows because, like, for me, and I always share my experiences, and I know for a lot of other women, we've had a lot of fucked up relationships with men. And one of the main reasons I know with me is because I didn't have my father. And there were no other positive role models that I looked up to as a little girl. There were some there that looked out for me and took care of me and made sure that I ate and I was fed and I was clean and had toys and nice clothes and shoes. But I always felt a void, and then I didn't have my mother. My grandmother was my mom, and she still is. I still call my grandmother Mama. I never called my grandmother Grandma. She's always been my mama, and she always took better care of me than my mother that gave birth to me. So I know that a lot of my issues come from that wounded inner girl, and that's why I spend so much time alone. I'm alone, but I'm not lonely, because I made so many mistakes with picking the wrong friends, people that didn't have my best interest at heart, and picking the wrong men, or let me say, I let men pick me. Women, you never let a motherfucking man pick you. You never let a goddamn man pick you. This is a group decision, and it's my pussy, so I'm going to decide if you fuck me or not. You're not going to decide if you're going to fuck me tonight. It's just not going to happen. Sorry, boys. I make the decision over here who gets fucked and how, okay? Women, y'all would avoid a lot of bullshit if you start picking your dicks. Don't let the dick pick you. Pick the dick you're going to sit on tonight, okay? And, hey, look, if you want a one-night stand, that's fine. If you want group sex, that's fine. But you need to be in control of the fucking. And just because they have the dicks, they don't decide the chicks. You can't let that go on in your world, because if you're going to be in vagina power and you're going to have control over your pussy, like I just said, and the health of it and the strength and the confidence as a woman and in your sexuality, and make sure that you're not just your pussy's healthy and your female organs are safe and healthy, but that your whole body is healthy and that you're free of diseases and a lot of psychological damage and pain that comes from dealing with fucked up men. You got to choose your dicks. Don't let the dick choose a chick. No.
Dick cannot be a dictator.
Amen.
Are so
Amen to that.
Powerful. We haven't been told this. And men are powerful too. Because I talk about penis power. There's just an electromagnetic field around all of us.
Yeah, baby.
Many of us are in tune with it, and a lot of us are not. How can I put this? Men are very comfortable a lot of times, not all of them, but a lot of men that had their brothers and their dads, and they were very confident in who they were. When they were little, they were taught to whistle at the girls and be very confident in chasing the girls. Usually there's some older man, somebody around them that encouraged them to look at the sexy girls as little boys. So, you know, as grown women, they think they're little cute boys. They're just a little kid. Oh, he's so cute, he whistled at me, or he's looking up my dress. Men grow up very confident in their dicks and their sexuality and the rightness of fucking a pussy or fucking a mouth or fucking an asshole, whatever. A lot of men are very comfortable, and that's the way it should be. We're taught keep your legs closed, your dress down, don't let the boys see your pussy, don't give up pussy until your wedding night. And then the wedding night's awful because you don't know how to fuck. It's painful as hell. You don't know how to suck. You don't know how to do anything. And he's been experienced, so he can fuck you, but you really can't fuck him too well. And you're not confident in your pussy magic. You have to be confident, so confident in your vagina, and so confident in believing that you are beautiful, powerful, and healthy, and you need to keep your vagina safe, that you're going to choose the man and him not choose you, but it has to be the right vibration. You all know what I'm talking about. Somebody walks in the room, and it's something about that person, and you don't know what it is, but they make you so relaxed, you feel like you know them. They make you laugh. You feel so comfortable. You want to drop your drawers. You want to give them some pussy right then. Like, God damn. You just met. I'm like, I just knew him 5 minutes. I don't know. Then you meet someone else, and you're like, it's just something about that motherfucker I don't like, and you don't know why, or I really don't like that bitch. I think she'll fuck my man, and I don't know why, but that bitch can't come up. You know what I'm saying? It's that energy, it's that vibe, because something in their electromagnetic field is telling you this is a dirty motherfucker that can't be trusted. Well, it's the same thing with dicks. It's some dicks you can't trust. It's some dicks you can't get with. Now, when the vibe is right and it's just you don't know, you think you're wrong because you meet them and the shit feels so fucking good and the shit feels so right, you want to get on the dick tonight. Like right now, you want to get on that dick. You know that's wrong because you don't know them. But you know this shit is right that you want to get that dick at the same time because the vibe is telling you to get that dick. That energy field. The chakras is opening, the clit is vibrating, the pussy is wet, and your body's telling you that it's right, and his body's telling him that it's right to fuck you. But you're like, no, I didn't. This is not protocol. I got to check him out. We got to go to the doctor. It feels so good to be in this man's presence. Okay. That is the higher self in you and the higher self in him having a grand conversation. You all are connecting on a universal level right now where there's none of the stuff at the bottom, all the rules, the right, the wrong. Should I call him tonight? Should I give him some pussy tonight? No. All that stuff is out of the window. It doesn't apply when you have met someone and you both lock into each other's energy field. There is a draw, like an electromagnetic draw. You can't get enough of this person. They can't get enough of you. But when it's just sexual, because it could be a right sexual connection. And then you have sex, and it's great, and it lasts for a few months, and then you hate each other or you can't fuck with each other outside of the bedroom. You have nothing in common. You argue. You can't see eye to eye. The person may be abrasive in many ways. You might think this guy's an asshole. So other than the dick, now that euphoria, that excitement, and the rush is worn off, you don't want to talk to each other anymore. So you have to be careful about that because you have to make sure that it extends beyond the sexual, raw, gritty, hot animal magnetism, and we don't usually meet that every day. So that's why it's important to get back to knowing who you are and grounding in your vagina power, knowing the mental, emotional, spiritual health, exercise, diet, meditation, sweating, getting into every part of you. Because when you do that, you start to vibrate on a different frequency. You raise the vibration, even changing your diet and detoxing the blood, the bowel, the liver, the kidney, changes the frequency, not just of the organ, but the whole aura of the body. You start giving off a different energy. When you give off a different energy, you meet a whole different set of man, ladies, because in every group you're in every state of being, whether you are feeling like you're withdrawing from alcohol or some other addiction, or whether you're indulging in alcohol, or whether you are a depressed person, whether you're a happy person, whether you're a fat person, whether you're a skinny person, whether you're anorexic, no matter what state of mind you are, what's your state of being, that is still a vibration, and you're going to find some company in that frequency. So if you're not getting what you want, and you don't like the type of man you're attracting and the sex partners that you're attracting, you're going to have to be in control of all of those encounters. You're going to have to ultimately make the decision, but be very aware of your frequency. Look at the frequency of what you've attracted in the past that didn't last and that made you very unhappy and that hurt you. And then look at where you are now and make a new decision. What is the new list of what you want to attract? What does he look like? What does he talk like? What does he fuck like? What does he sound like? How does he treat you? How does he make you feel? And if that's different than what you've been experiencing, then you have to match the vibration of that frequency through your actions and the way you treat yourself and see yourself. It is so deep that we can actually sense when you get so in tune with yourself and the universe around you, and you ground yourself to Mother Earth every day, and you eliminate the bullshit and the gossip and the negative people, you can actually sense the energy of the sperm moving through this man's nuts.
Speaking of sperm, I'm sorry. Speaking of sperm, Alexis,
I'm hungry.
We're out of time.
Oh, damn.
You just blew right through this thing. It was awesome. I mean, the phone just keeps going and going and going. It's unbelievable. But I want to really thank you for coming into
Thank you,
Global and doing a taping on our show here. And you can catch Alexis next week on Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on the TuneIn Satellite Network and the Radio Global Network.